38 elite security veterans had spent 72 sleepless hours trying to find what was killing Corrado Greco. They swept his boardroom until it smelled like bleach, and fear tore apart vents, water lines, coffee machines, pens, paper. Nothing. Because whoever was doing it wasn't leaving poison in a cup. They were leaving it where nobody would look twice. The room was littered with hazmat suits and men who knew one truth. Failing him didn't mean getting fired. It meant getting buried. Then the door opened. A maid stepped in with a trash bag and a dust rag, eyes down, silent, invisible. She reached the mahogany table and froze. A contract lay open. Fresh signature. Still damp ink. She didn't argue, didn't panic, didn't ask permission. Marie pressed a napkin to the signature line, and the paper bloomed faint crystalline blue. Her voice came out steady, almost quiet. "This ink will kill you." The room erupted, guns, shouting, chairs scraping back until one hand rose. Corrado Greco stepped out of the shadows, close enough that Marie saw something dangerous flicker in his eyes. Not anger, curiosity. 38 experts failed, he said. "You found it in 2 minutes." He leaned in. "Who are you?" Marie had just revealed herself as the one person who could save Corrado Greco's life or end it. But saving a Mafia king comes with a price. And some debts are paid in blood. If you want to see how a maid becomes the most dangerous woman in the underworld, hit subscribe, because what happens next changes everything. Now let's go back to where it all started the night Marie walked into that boardroom, with nothing but a dust rag and a secret that could destroy empires. Marie Pearson moved like she belonged to the building the way dust belonged to corners. Quiet, useful, ignored. The boardroom stayed lit past midnight, tension like wire, bleach like punishment. On the carpet, gloves, respirators, torn hazmat cuffs. At the far wall, Corrado Greco, watching his empire like a crime scene. Marie reached the desk. A contract pinned under a paperweight, pen beside it. Normal, too normal. Under the chandelier, something on the mahogany shimmered thin as breath, crystal bright. Marie's training rose like a warning siren. If you can see it, it's already too much. She reached for the napkins because the poison wasn't in the coffee. It was waiting on the ink. Behind her, the room went silent. Corrado had turned his head. The door locks clicked. Corrado crossed without hurry. "You reached for that. Not a phone. Not a prayer." Marie pressed the napkin to the signature line. The paper bloomed crystalline blue. Corrado's pupils tightened. Again. Marie pointed with the pen. "It's a signature family. Same fingerprint. Different delivery." Silas Corrado's right hand appeared. "A family of what?" Marie didn't answer him. Corrado reached for the pen. Marie caught his wrist. "Don't." 38 men went rigid. A faint smear on the plastic sleeve. Fresh. Someone had been handling the evidence. Corrado's voice dropped. "Who touched this after you?" Silas's gaze didn't blink. Marie didn't point. Not yet. Outside, a black car waited. Corrado got in beside her. "Estate. Protection." "From who?" Marie asked. "From the person who dusted my desk." Her phone vibrated. "Stop, or he dies." Corrado's gaze flicked down. "Who's messaging you?" "Nobody," Marie said. Silas's reflection met hers in the rearview mirror. A small smile. Not warmth. Calculation. At the estate, her room was soft. And locked. Silas stopped at the threshold. "You're here because you're useful. Don't confuse that with safety." Marie's phone buzzed. "Prove it wasn't you." Then Corrado's voice from the hall. "Marie." The door opened. Corrado held up the rag. The stain wasn't blue anymore. It had turned faint green gold. And it was spreading. Hospitals had a different kind of power. Corrado walked through like he owned even the air. He stopped at a door labeled Pearson ICU. Inside, an old man lay beneath thin sheets machines doing the breathing. On the bedside table, a folded note in Marie's handwriting. "Grandpa, I'm working doubles. I'm okay." The nurse spoke behind him. "She comes every night. She pays. She cries in the stairwell so he won't hear." Corrado's jaw flexed. How much does it cost to keep him alive? More than she makes. This wasn't greed. This was love. A weakness Corrado had trained himself to cut out. He placed a thick envelope on the table. Enough to buy time. As he turned to leave, he caught a man down the corridor, hospital badge, crooked, eyes too sharp. Not staff. Watching. The man started walking toward him. The lab beneath the estate felt like a confession booth. Marie snapped on gloves. Evidence. Contract sleeve, pen, rag, dust scrape. She leaned into the microscope. Look. On screen. Jagged crystals. Beautiful and wrong. Same signature. Different carriers. Corrado watched Marie. You've seen this before. A memory surfaced. Her parents' lab. A visiting professor with gloved hands. Your parents were brilliant. Shame about the accident. 2 weeks later, they were dead. Crystalline residue on their coffee mugs. Marie whispered. I've seen the signature. She wrote 3 symbols, folded the paper, slid it toward Corrado. Marie's phone buzzed. If he falls for you, your grandpa dies. Corrado saw the flash of text. Above them, soft, deliberate event shifted. Blackout. Hard. A thin mist began to seep through the vent. Don't inhale, Marie whispered. Marie grabbed a beaker, splashed water, held it under the vent. Mist kissed the surface. Green-gold shimmer bloomed. She yanked the vent open. A device blinked inside, wired to a trigger. A red light flashed. Countdown. Who planted it? Corrado asked. Marie's fingers froze. Someone had engraved 2 letters into the casing. Small, clean, S, G, Silas's initials. The countdown hit 0:10. The estate dressed itself for dinner. Candles, crystal, music soft enough to hide threats. Marie stood near the wall in a black dress. The gates opened. A motorcade rolled in. Lucia stepped out, pearls, perfect hair, smile sharp enough to cut. A man carried a lacquered box. Lucia set it on the table. A gift, for your recovery. Cordrida's gaze narrowed. Open it. Not here. It's delicate. Marie heard a wet scrape from inside. Don't. That's a carrier. Lucia's eyes slid to her, amused. And who is this? Corrado stood. Lucia, you brought a Trojan horse into my house. Guards seized the box and sealed it. Corrado didn't look away. I choose my own people, and she's under my protection. Lucia's smile returned, colder. Then you finally found a weakness. As she passed Marie, she whispered, Enjoy the spotlight. It's where I bury people. The gala glittered like a crown. The air smelled sweet again, too sweet. A waiter stumbled. Glass shattered. He dropped, choking, clawing at his throat. Marie moved. Silas stepped into her path. Don't touch him. Behind them, another guest collapsed. Then another. Corrado's voice cut the room. Lock it down. Lucia appeared at the stairs. Such drama. Marie's phone buzzed. Now they'll blame you. A clear evidence sleeve hit the table. Corrado's contract. Silas leaned into Corrado. She warned you. She touched you. She knew. Corrado's eyes didn't leave Marie. Did you do it? No, but someone used my tools. Corrado raised a hand. He pointed at Marie. Take her. Marie understood. He wasn't sacrificing her. He was using her as bait. The lab smelled like alcohol wipes and second chances. Marie's wrists were free. Corrado's men had taken her straight underground. On the counter, Silas's phone, screen cracked. A drafted message. Now they'll blame you. Where is he? Corrado asked. East stairwell. He ran when you gave the signal. Can you reverse it? Corrado asked. Marie shook her head. I can slow it, but I need the original formula. Corrado set down a ring. Simply. Heavy. Not romance. Protection. Marry into my name. And no one touches your grandfather again. Her phone buzzed. Say yes, or your grandpa dies tonight. Corrado saw it. Where is he? Corrado slipped into the hospital, 4 men behind him dressed like orderlies. They reached ICU. Pearson's room. The ventilator sighed. Too steady. Something's off, Marie whispered. A tiny connector, new plastic, wrong brand, sat between tube and port. A nurse approached. Her badge sat crooked. Her eyes were too sharp. Show me your hands, Corrado said. The nurse smiled and reached into her pocket. Corrado's gun appeared. Don't, Marie snapped. The nurse flicked her wrist. A small aerosol device popped in her palm. Marie lunged, slapping it away. Corrado pinned her to the wall. Who sent you? Someone close. Marie was at the bedside. His lines compromised. She ripped off the connector and replaced it. The monitor steadied. Her grandfather's eyes opened. Marie, I'm here, Grandpa. His gaze shifted to Corrado. Dangerous. Man. Good man. His hand squeezed Marie's once. In the hallway, Boots approached. Boss, we found Silas in the parking structure. He wasn't alone. Marie's phone buzzed. Come to the roof. Alone. Or I detonate what's in his IV. A photo loaded. The old man's IV bag. A secondary line Marie hadn't seen. It's a trap, Corrado said. I know, Marie answered. She was already moving. The roof was concrete and cold wind. Silas stood at the far edge. Lucia leaned against the door. And between them, the gloved man from her memory. Older now, still smiling. Hello, Marie. You've grown. You killed my parents. I removed obstacles. They were developing an antidote to my life's work. Lucia's voice drifted. He's been perfecting the formula for 20 years. Untraceable. Profitable. Marie's gaze cut to Silas. And you? I built this empire while Corrado played king. 20 years. Then he brought a maid into the house and called it fate. He stepped closer. I was becoming it. And he was supposed to die grateful. The gloved man opened a metal case. Inside, vials, syringes, a tablet showing her grandfather's room. The secondary IV line releases in 10 minutes, unless you give me what I want. Which is, your parents' notes. The ones that show the weak point in my design. Behind Marie, Corrado stepped out. 4 men, guns drawn. The gloved man held up a dead man's switch. Shoot me, and the IV releases immediately. Everyone dies. The tablet showed the gala victims in ICU, each with the same secondary line, all connected to the same trigger. You need me alive, Marie said, because I'm the only one who can reverse engineer the antidote. She pulled out her phone, her parents' research notes. These? Send them. Now. Marie's thumb hovered. Then she looked at Corrado and deleted the entire folder. You just killed everyone in that hospital. No, I just killed your leverage. She pulled a vial from her jacket. I already started working on the cure. I don't need the notes anymore. The gloved man lunged. Corrado's shot hit the dead man's switch. Silas moved. Guards tackled him. The gloved man fell to his knees. Marie crouched beside him. You're going to help me finish it, or everyone you poisoned dies. His hands trembled. Then he whispered a formula. Marie recorded every word. The lab ran for 72 hours straight. The gloved man sat zip-tied, calling out corrections when Marie's synthesis went wrong. On hour 24, Marie hit a wall. You're missing the stabilizer, he said. Which is? Immunity. Full. Legal. No, Marie said. He killed my parents. Then your grandfather and 23 guests die in 48 hours. Corrado's voice was quiet. What do you want, Marie? I want him to watch while I save everyone he tried to kill. She pulled out her parents' old journals, her mother's handwriting. The stabilizer isn't chemical. It's environmental, temperature-dependent crystal formation. Marie adjusted the synthesis chamber temperature. On hour 68, the shimmer disappeared, completely. Antidote. Real. Permanent. She tested it on the gala. Victims watched the crystalline traces fade. Then her grandfather. By dawn, he was breathing on his own. You did it without me, the gloved man whispered. My mother did it, 20 years ago. You just killed her before she could publish. Corrado's men took him away. Silas and Lucia were in federal custody. Marie stood in the lab, alone. Corrado appeared. You saved them all. Marie's hands were shaking. I couldn't save my parents. After a long moment, Marie looked at the ring on her finger. You said this wasn't romance. It wasn't. It was protection. And now? Now it's a choice. I'm not safe. People will come for this formula. I know. And I'm not going to stop making it. The antidote should be free. Corrado nodded. Then we make it free. And we protect it together. Not romance? Corrado's mouth curved. Maybe a little romance. By the following week, the Greco estate had a new wing. Not a ballroom. A clinic. Not a vault. A lab. Marie visited her grandfather on a Tuesday night. He was awake. Actually awake. You look different, he said. Marie glanced at her left hand. The ring sat heavy and simple. I am different. Her grandfather's eyes found Corrado. He treating you right? I'm trying, Corrado said. The old man nodded. Good, because she's all I have. She's not just yours anymore. Then your family. And family protects family. Later, Marie stood in the new lab. Corrado found her. The first shipment of antidote goes out tomorrow. Free distribution. Lucia's lawyers are filing injunctions. Let them. I have my mother's research. Dated. 20 years before his. Corrado's phone buzzed. He showed her the screen. A photo. The gloved man's prison cell. Empty. Guard slumped. On the wall, written in something that shimmered, he had apprentices. Another message. Marie and Corrado's wedding announcement, circled in red. Romantic. Then, the teacher is gone. The students remain. And now we know where you sleep. This isn't over, Marie said. No, but this time we're ready. He gestured to the lab, to the antidote, to the clinic. They weaponized your parents' research. You turned it into medicine. Let them come. We'll be waiting. Marie picked up the vial. Then we make more. Enough that they can't stop it. The cure survives, Corrado finished. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. A countdown. 72 hours. 3 days until the next signature arrives. Can you find it before it kills again? Marie showed Corrado. Can you? He asked. Marie looked at her lab. Her equipment. Her mother's research. Her grandfather upstairs. Corrado beside her. She smiled small, dangerous, certain. Yes. The countdown began. Marie had 72 hours to find the next signature poison before it claimed another victim. But this time, she wasn't just a maid hiding in the shadows. She was a toxicologist with a deadly past, a protector with a Mafia king by her side, and a woman who'd turned her parents' stolen legacy into the world's most dangerous weapon, hope. If you want to see Marie hunt down the apprentices, expose the poison ring that spans continents, and discover the one signature even she can't solve, then subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the next story drops soon. And this time, the poison isn't just in the ink, it's in the people she trusts most. Hit that subscribe button. The countdown's already started.